talk about a method approximating matching cost.
Hi everyone. So this is a joint work with Samir and Raghav. I'll talk about matching and space approximation. So let me start with the famous theorem from 83 D. Baker, which says that a large class of optimization problems, and which are in general NP-hard, even for you consider bounded degree or planar some restrictions, and you can approximate them arbitrarily close to the optimum value in linear time if the given distance is a planar term. So the examples are like some very well known problems like independent set, vertex cover, dominating set, and actually it can be extended to any MSO definable property using Kurzweil's theorem. So it says that any MSO definable property on bounded degree graphs is a linear time. So let's just see the idea. So the idea is to fix some vertex first in the graph and layer the graphs into different level of principal search. So think of this as a graph, and there are some circles, like circles, which shows the different levels of vertices of different distances. So like distance 1, distance 2, so on. The idea is to fix some k, some constant, some fixed k, and remove the kth layer for different i's. So any I for kth layer. So suppose you choose k to be 3, and these are the 4 possibilities of choosing the layers. The blue circles are the layers which you remove, and what you get is called k outer planar graph if you remove those layers. And we know that this k outer planar graph has 3 with 3k minus 1, so bounded 3 with. And the idea is that in all these layers you can solve the problem optimally, and for some I, if you combine all the solutions, you will get a solution which is arbitrarily close to the optimum value depending on what k you choose. So it's a very general algorithm which works for many graph problems, and in linear time so it's super efficient also. But as the title suggests, we are more interested in the space complexity. So mainly in log space. So the log space is the Turing machine, the warp is bounded by some order log n bits. So basically you can at a time store some constant limiting vertices or edges. And so Elmert, Jacobi and Datta, they showed that actually, so they gave an algorithm for Kurzweil's theorem in log space, so which is good for us. But before that, to get this k outer planar graphs, we need distance to remove those slices. But what we know is that distance is NL complete in general graphs, and even for planar graphs, this is in QL, so unambiguous log space. QL intersects QL, and the main point is these are not known to be or believed to be in log space. So the main question is, can we get away without using distance here? Well, the answer is not yet. So should we change the problem? Well, no, but when we zoom in and try some specific problem from this class, and say matching. So what is matching? We all know it's a famous problem. So matching is a subset of edges, independent edges, and we call it matching. A perfect matching if it covers all the vertices, and the maximum size matching is called maximum matching. And one important idea we use is of augmenting paths. We know that a graph has a maximum matching. So suppose we have found a matching, and we know that we haven't found the maximum matching yet if there is some augmenting path. So what is the alternating path? It says that suppose you have a matching and you take a path if the edges alternate between the matching edges and non-matching edges. And we call our alternating path the augmenting path if the first and last vertex are unmatched. So if you flip the matching edges, you can increase the matching cycle. So specifically it's very important problem. So Edmond's Blossom algorithm was the first polynomial time algorithm for matching, and somehow gave the definition of P, and Valiant's short pivotness of counting perfect matching gave insight to many counting complexity classes. So let's see what we know about matching here. So mostly in the point of view from space complexity or parallel complexity. So you know that maximum matching can be found in RNC, so randomized density, and NC is you can think of as a polylog depth polynomial size circuit. And it actually has created nice result, like nice techniques like isolation lemma. And well, one big question is, can we get rid of the randomness here? Can we do it in NC, even for bipartite? And very recently, it has been shown that bipartite perfect matching is in quasi-NC. We also know that it is as hard as you can think of as distance. So you cannot do much for general graphs. But Baker's theorem was for planar graphs. So let's see what we know about planar matching in planar graphs. One very surprising is that result is that in general graph, counting perfect matching is sharply complete. But if you go to planar graph, we know that it's in NC. So we know that we can do much more if we are talking about planar graph. But the thing is, this is about counting or deciding if there is a perfect match. What about finding a match? What you know is only for bipartite planar graphs, long since the war, starting with Miller and now. And it's actually a big question, open question, whether we can construct perfect matching for general planar graphs when the graph is not necessarily bipartite in NC. So we know that we are not just perfect matching, but even maximum matching is in NC for bipartite planar graphs. And the hardness is known as Logspace hardness.
So Anish, counting perfect matching in general planar graphs is in NC or is bipartite?
So there's a question whether we can do it for non-bipartite. We know for bipartite.
So for bipartite, what do we know?
That we can construct a perfect matching. We can find a perfect matching in NC.
It's finding a perfect.
Finding a
perfect.
Another interesting line of thought. So what we are trying is that we know we can do something in NL and we are trying to remove the non-determinism. So even for reachability and other problems, we know that we can remove non-determinism with like Savage's theorem, which says that we can do it in log square n space, but the problem is the time becomes possible. And the idea is to whether we can maintain the polynomial time and how much space do you need. So for planar reachability, you know that very recent work that we need order root n space. We don't know anything better than that. It's a huge space in that sense, which we have to use if we want to be in the polynomial time. And this gets even much worse if we are talking about general graphs. It's almost linear. So we are not the first one to look at the approximate matching. So it has been considered in both parallel complexity and time complexity. After a long line of research, it is known that in linear time we can approximated, and also in ends, but nothing much is known about the space complexity. What to show is that given the planar graph and any fixed epsilon, we can find out 1 minus epsilon factor approximation to maximum matching in log space. Basically a log space approximation scheme. Okay? And this is not just for planar graph, but it can be generalized to some other nice, interesting sparse graph classes, which I'll come later. But mainly I'll talk about planar graphs here. And some of our ideas are actually similar to the Prof algorithm, which works for bipartite graph using augmentation. But we are considering graphs which are not necessarily bipartite for finding a perfect match. And you can think of this work as like a trade-off between log space and non-bipartiteness, but approximation and sparse graph. So the basic idea is to we reduce the planar graph to some bounded degree graphs first. And then we show that so suppose a graph is given where degree is bounded by some d, we can find matching 1 minus epsilon factor matching in log space. There the main idea is to that the idea to exploit is that it always contains a linear size matching, a large matching. And not just for bounded degree graph, it is also known for other graph classes like 3 connected planar graphs. So directly this result will prove for this theorem gives algorithm for these graph classes. And we can show that actually it works for any recursively sparse graph, which means that you take any subset and of the graph which is sparse. And if it contains a large matching, then our algorithm works there. So let me go over the very main ideas what we use for this two algorithms. So since we are in log space, we cannot like store more than constantly many vertices or edges. So what we look at is just small augmenting paths of constant length. And as you said, like in the bounded degree graphs, we know there are lots of augmenting paths because it has a linear set. And the idea is to pick a set of non-intersecting augmenting paths, short augmenting paths, and augment through them parallel. Now for planar graphs, the idea is to go to bounded degree graphs, and simply we do this by just deleting some high degree vertex. Pick some D and delete any vertex which has degree more than. But so planar graph has average degree 6. So there could be like some 6n by t many high degree vertex of degree more than d, and this might remove the whole maximum matching. So to ensure that we have a large matching there still after we delete all these high degree vertices, we somehow transform this graph to another graph which contains a linear set matching. So it will be clear. So this is the basic idea for the two theorems. So let's see how the bounded degree case goes through. So as you mentioned, we are only considering augmenting paths of short length, some 2k plus 1, fixed k, and exhaustively we can list all possible 2k plus 1 length augmenting paths using Logspace transducers. And so we want to augment all of them. But to augment all of them, we have to prove that first we have large amount of augmenting paths so that we can do that, which is short. So you can prove such a lemma that if the size differs by some large factor, there always exists a lot of augmenting paths of short length. This goes through by small proof which uses some average argument. So what you have to do is to augment all of them, and you have to do this parallel. So you have to find some independent set of augmenting paths so that parallel you can augment along all of them. So you form an intersection graph of these augmenting paths. So for every augmenting path, you take one node, you create a new graph. But for every augmenting path, you have to take a new node and two nodes have an edge between them if they are intersecting. And in this new graph, the problem reduces to find a maximum independent set, and actually some constant fraction of maximum independent set will work. And we can do that in Logspace. The idea is simple. Since the given graph is bounded degree and the augmenting paths are of bounded length, this intersection graph is also of bounded degree. And we color this graph and take the largest color class, which will give the constant fraction of the paths. So we can do this by finding some, so as the degree, suppose the new graph degrees are bounded by some capital D. So we found some D disjoint forests in this graph, and so for this we can use Langford's famous algorithm for undirected connectivity in Logspace algorithm, and you can find these trees one by one, remove them, the forest one by one and remove them, and each forest we can color them by just two colors. Since these are all distances of trees, and since there are this number of forests are bounded by D, this gives some D bit coloring to the nodes. So for every edge disjoint forest, we give one bit of color and put together all these bits. So it gives the D bit color. So 2 to the D number of colors we have, which is constant, and to pick the largest color class. And so we have found a large set of augmenting paths which we can augment in parallel. And so all this thing can be done using a Logspace transducer. So you, so we put one by Logspace transducer one by one, which augment find some paths and augment them. And instead we can we increase the size, matching size by some linear fraction of the optimum matching. And after k rounds, we get some 1 minus epsilon fraction. And since these are constantly many transducers, these are Logspace computation, and we have that. So this is just the algorithm, briefly, very simple, modulo the Langford's algorithm. So now about the planar graph. So I will be very hand-wavy for this. I'll just give the basic idea about what we will here. So first, define something called a tame graph. By tame graph, we graph where every pair of vertex AB, the endpoints are AB, which supports at most 2 even length isolated paths. So isolated path is just a path where every vertex inside has degree 2, just a path. And this can be done, so given any graph, we can make it tame just by deleting some edges, so namely just the edges on these 2 vertices A and B, some edges. And the nice fact is that even if we remove these edges and make it tame, the matching size remains the same. And so the main lemma here is that tame planar graph contains a linear size matching. So either it contains a linear size matching, or you can do some tinkering so that it becomes a graph with a linear size matching. So what happens is that if we have a tame graph, one of the following is true. So either total length of the this isolated paths are large, so that we can just find some augmenting, find some matching from these paths, or otherwise we can transform this graph by some long case analysis to a mean degree 3 planar graph. And so in the first case, we know that if there are so many paths which are isolated, you can just pick the vertices and it gives the linear size matching here. And in the second case, we can show that a mean degree 3 planar graph always contains a linear size matching. So this actually was known from some previous work also with the Guidel. So if you have this, then the idea is simple. We just was given the graph which was taming, so delete some set of edges, and suppose some alpha n matching edges remaining in the graph. Now we delete all the vertices of degree more than d from the graph, and the graph becomes bounded degree. So we have some alpha minus 60 by n many matching edges remaining. And now if we choose d suitably, this problem just reduces to finding a 1 minus epsilon by 2 fraction matching in a bounded degree graph. So to conclude, show that first that for bounded degree graphs we can find we have a Logspace Approximation Scheme, and for the planar graph actually what we use is that following three properties. First, the graph is sparse, so the average degree is bounded by say 6 here, and the bipartite. So a bipartite planar graph has average degree 4, so it's substantially lesser than this. This fact also we use in the planar, the proof of the planar graph case, and the graph can be made to a mean degree 3 graph. These three facts are the main, so it can be extended to many other sparse graphs which also admit these properties. So namely bounded genus or A base or any recursive sparse graph containing a large match. And so the main problem remains open. What can we do for Baker's result or all set of problems instead of just one problem? Or even devising an Logspace Approximation Scheme for matching in general graphs. What do we general graphs? We are just showing for some sparse graphs, not even for any arbitrary sparse graph. Can you do that? And what we don't know much about lower bounds in context of approximation study. Currently, we don't even know any T0 hardness of doing finding such approximation algorithms for matching or other problems. So, can you